Let's talk Wi-Fi. But first question is, where's your room thermostat? Is it in the hall? When it comes to saving money, and we all need to do that in this day and age, there's a couple of things we can do. We can change the boiler. The other thing we can do is to change the controls. So here we have a typical system where we've got a programmer, a thermostat and valves, time, temperature, control on every zone. And that's important. So on this video, what I'd like to talk about is changing a programmer and a room thermostat on a Combi. I've got good news for you. Instead of you paying your bills much higher than they should be because some installer just couldn't be bothered to read the instructions about location, or your guarantee probably cancelled, a small upgrade to Wi-Fi can save you a small fortune. Instead of having this thermostat or any thermostat in the hall, which is obviously drafty and cold, you can now move this around the house. It can be on the coffee table, on the bedside table, dining table, anywhere that you wish to control the heating from. And especially if mobility is an issue with you, this is a godsend. We have to look at the efficiency and the type of system installed then in all those years ago. And we know from experience, from engineers coming here on Wednesdays, that a lot of houses have got completely the wrong system. They've got a 3-port diverter valve and it should have been 2 zones. They've got cylinders in the cupboard, tanks in the loft. Grossly inefficient. So what it could be that for every pound of your direct debit, 50 pence is going up the chimney through the flue. And that's a complete waste of money. When it comes to Combi terminals, they will all be the same in the 230 volt range. And as we can see here on this Valent, which is quite normal, we're going to have a neutral, a live, earth, common, switched live. So I'll do a close-up so you can see exactly what goes on. This is the same throughout all boilers, but they may also have more connections for 24 volts, open therm. Now, when it comes to the programmer, it has another feature. It has a thermostat. So it's now time and temperature in the one unit. And also, as in common with other makes, this is Honeywell, there's Wolsey, this is Danfoss. I'll show you a Drayton one in a minute. They all have many features. We can set when to switch on at perfect temperature and when to switch off at our perfect temperature. And we can do that up to 6 times a day on some of them. We can set holiday mode. We can even have it either Wi-Fi within the home, or we can have it super smart, which will be on the telephone app. So we can control the system from a distance. They've all got different models, usually 3. They're either hardwired to here, they're either Wi-Fi or they are smart. So this is the example that we're going to see today. This is a Honeywell receiver, and please read the instruction regarding location of this and pairing to the programmable room stat, because they will all be a little bit different and quirky. It's not difficult, but you have to read and understand how to pair the two together to make it work efficiently. So let's have a look under the lid, and we can see there are just 4 wires, a live, a neutral, a common, and the switch live. So we can see here, if we zoom in a little bit closer, A is common, B is the switch live, and here either you can see OT, open therm. So if you've got one of the newer boilers and it's got an open therm terminal on the PCB, that's the one you would use. You wouldn't use the A and B, you'd use the O and D, because that's cheaper still, as we've said in other videos. But this is the one we're going to concentrate on, the 230 volt connections for the receiver to the boiler. Here we can see a typical PCB connector block, which I've extended to make life easier. And we can see the live, neutral, common and switch live at the far end. Manufacturers will swap the live and neutral round depending on which model they're working. But the important thing is that red link. So finally, when we come down to the wiring, we simply look along the PCB where the link is, remove that. We look in the instructions to tell us which terminal does what. These ones are always going to be the same for all of the manufacturers. Live, neutral, common, switch, live. Doesn't matter who makes it, this is the only way receivers are done. The only tricky bit is, of course, joining it up to that, which is looking in the manual. So here we are, live and neutral goes here, black is common, grey will be here where we took the link out, and the last job is just to simply pair up the programmable room stat to the receiver. Our book has got lots and lots of drawings. Everything that we have and produce comes from the manufacturers, so we know it's absolutely perfect and correct. And we've got drawings here in colour for almost every type of diagram that you might wish to have. So that's available from our website. When it comes to Drayton, we've got a couple of choices. First of all, if you own one of these Worcester, this is an SI model, but the important thing is this square cutout, and it would have Worcester written across the top. But it was actually made by Drayton, who still do this upgrade. So you get that and the programmable room thermostat that just plug, play, job done. If you have one of these receivers with one of these wireless or wired, then you can change things around even better. So for example, if you've got this, you can remove, put in a new receiver with a stripe, and then you can start going wireless again or smart. And here's a room thermostat, programmable of course, with all the extra features, and this could be attached anywhere in the home.